All right, let's talk about how to pick the right book idea for your business. Okay, not just how to pick any idea, but how to pick the right book idea that will generate business on the back end. Okay, so this is for you if you're wanting to write a nonfiction book to grow your business and make an impact. If you're not looking to write a nonfiction book, aka a fiction book or a children's book, this is not the video for you. Okay, now disclaimer. I'm recording at a different part than I normally do, and you may hear some noise in the background. Sorry about that, but I'm committed to getting you these videos and these episodes, okay? So bear with me on this, but let's have some fun and let's get into how to choose the right book idea to optimize business growth. Now, there are typically two types of people when it comes to ideas. The first type of person has a million book ideas and they can't decide which one is most accurate or which one should go first based on their goals. Okay, they might have life story, business principles, life lessons. This often comes from people who have trouble around clarity around what to include or how to begin. So they have a lot of different ideas, but they aren't sure what to include, when to include it, how to position it, etc. And then there's the other camp of people that know a book will grow their business, but they're not sure what it should be about. And this often stems from having a limiting belief of who am I to write the book? Am I qualified enough to write a book on my business? It sometimes is around the idea of, do I even have enough to say? What would I fill up a book with? And so I really want to break it down for you to help you identify what's going to be the best idea for you if you're writing a book for your business. Because it's not often the most challenging idea. Oftentimes, it's the most obvious idea, and you'll understand when I explain and break this down. And let me give you a couple of tips to really help you understand what a great nonfiction book is supposed to do so that it will convert to business on the back end. Step number one is you do not need to include everything that you know in your book for it to be successful or for it to get the reader the result. Do not try to include every life story from the time you were born till the time you are presently living, okay? Do not try to teach everything you know on a particular topic. And don't think that more is always better. Okay, I struggled with this a lot because I wanted to give so much information. I wanted to help the reader so much. So in my initial drafts, I would include so much information, but then I would get to a point where it actually created more overwhelm than result. And so when you boil it down and you include only what's relevant to that reader, you're able to connect with them at a deeper level, get them the quick win, and get them more excited about what's to come. The second tip here is focus on one specific result for your reader in the book. Okay, so for example, big idea to bestseller. This is all about how to write, publish, and launch a nonfiction book to grow your business and make an impact. The result is write, publish, and launch a nonfiction book. If you read this, you will learn how to do that. How to invest in your first short-term rental property. Okay? The more direct the result is, oftentimes the easier it is to write because you have a very clear scope of what you can and what you cannot include. If you're teaching people how to make money, you could have a million different ways and teach forever. But if you say how to make money using Instagram stories, you're only going to focus on the area that is related to Instagram stories. Now, the last thing that I want you to understand here is we call the best business books in the books that we work with our clients and the books that we help people with, we call these often come with me genre of books. Now, what does this mean exactly, a come with me genre of books? Well, most people, when they write a book, it's very much a straightforward book, or they make it a pitch fest, or they make it all about them. And in reality, a come with me book is really supposed to do a few things, okay? It's supposed to bring people along with you. So when you write a come with me book, it's about what do you know that can help somebody? And then what have you done that makes you knowledgeable about the thing you're teaching upon? So instead of saying, look how great I am, you're saying, here's what I've learned that's gotten me to here. Come with me on this journey, and together we can achieve success. So now you're building that trust, you're building that relatability, and you're making it feel possible versus making it feel unachievable and that you're just the most amazing person in the world. Our goal with a great book to lead to business is to write a book that gets the reader a quick win, that gets the reader a result, gets the reader talking and singing your praises, and gets the reader to take the next step. So when you write a Come With Me book, it really, really helps. Now that we've gone through some of these pieces, it's important to understand now what are the questions that will help formulate our big idea. Okay, so now we know, all right? Now we know here. We don't need to include everything in our book. We need to get the reader one result, and we need to have it come with me book. So now the questions I want you to ask yourself that will help make you pick the best idea for the book that you're supposed to write now is this. What are you already selling? If you have a course, a product, a service, an adventure, an experience, if you're already getting paid to do something and you want to grow that business, then often the best book idea is the one that you're already getting paid to do. The reason why most people don't see this and they don't see it as the obvious book choice is because it feels too easy. You start to say, oh, well, everyone already knows this stuff. No. Okay? Don't underestimate how much you know and don't overestimate what you think people know. So if you're already getting paid and you want to grow that particular service or product, then a great book could often be about teaching what it is that you serve them with. Prime case, Big Idea to Bestseller. This book teaches what we sell on the back end, okay? If we are looking at a coach, I'll use the rental property. We have someone, she wrote a book on how to invest, manage, and launch in your first short-term rental. And then if you need more support, she has a coaching program on that. She's already getting paid, and so she made the book based on this. We have another client, she had a course. She took the framework from her course, she's already getting paid thousands of dollars for, reverse engineered it, put that into a book. The second question that I want you to ask yourself when it comes to what it is your big idea is, what are you already being asked? Are you being asked the same questions over and over and over again? If you're already being asked those questions, people have a demand for your knowledge around that particular area, whether it be because of your experience or whether it be because of your education, your positioning, your business, etc. Okay? The third question to ask yourself that can help you find your big idea is, well, what is the challenges that your ideal clients are already facing? If you can solve one of those challenges for your ideal client, well, that's going to be huge for them, and they're going to want to know, well, what other things can you solve, or how can you help me solve this forever or more in depth, okay? Another question to ask yourself with a big idea, and this is one of the easiest translated ideas, is what is your course, your keynote, or your method that you already teach people? If you already have a 5, 6, 7, 8-step framework, well, great. If you have a 12-week program, great. Oftentimes you can do a pretty direct translation from that program into a book. Okay, we've seen people take their keynotes and then those are the 3 parts of their book. We've seen people take a 12-week program and make those the core 12 chapters of the book, or they combine it, okay? Next is, and this one is really important, is what do you enjoy and what do you geek out on? We really want to make sure that when you're picking a book idea, it's something that you're willing to talk about for several years after the book's out. Because if you're trying to grow a business on the back end, you're going to need to talk about your book. You're going to need to build momentum. You're going to need to be consistent. So what do you geek out on? What do you enjoy on? Where do you see yourself 3 to 5 years? And can you keep talking about that same topic? That's very, very powerful because books can last 3, 5 decade plus just based on doing the work one time. And here's the last question I want to ask you to ask yourself, which is, what is the transformation that you've already gone through? What is the transformation that you've already gone through? Oftentimes, the person we are most primed to serve is the person that we once were. And that is where a lot of people begin coaching, consulting, or speaking on, is they talk about their transformation. This is a great topic for your book. If you were broke and now you are wealthy because you invested in real estate, that is a great book topic, helping people get into real estate so they can achieve the results you have. If you are a mindset coach and you had a limited belief mindset, a scarcity mindset, and now you live in abundance and there is a path to getting there, you teach that path, okay? Those are some questions to help you find out what is the best book idea for your particular business. So I hope that you have found this really valuable when you got the wheels turning. And here's my challenge, just like I do in every episode, here's my challenge to you. I really want you to dig in and think about what is the best idea based on everything that I just went with you. What is the best idea that if I write a book on this, I will be excited about, and it will lead to the next thing. What am I excited about? What problem does it solve, and what does it lead to next? Because you're here to write a book for your business. And oftentimes, spoiler, oftentimes the best book that you can write and the fastest book you can write is the one that you're already getting paid and the transformation you've already gone through. Okay? So that is my challenge to you. That is this episode. I hope you have a fantastic time implementing this, and let me know your book ideas. I can't wait to see the final product.